Yo, what's up, YouTube? It is Cougar, and I'm here bringing you what I deem to be one of the funnest decks in all of Marvel Snap. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am a high-level competitive Marvel Snap player. I sit around at the top of Infinite a bunch, normally in the top 100, top 50, sometimes top 10 if I'm enjoying the meta. I've been all the way up to rank number 1 in the world, although I didn't hold it for long. I've had my fair share of top 10 finishes at the end of seasons, but outside of ladder, I've won one of the Golden Gauntlet World Qualifiers. The third one, I played a Batroc Hydra Stomper move deck, kind of around the time Iris was starting to popularize it, and I felt like I helped contribute to that push in popularity. And additionally, I'm competing in other small tournaments such as the Snap Judgments League. I'm a Patreon there, good friends with Glazer. He's actually one of the people who got me into streaming and making content. Speaking of streaming, I have a Twitch, just hit over 1,000 followers, which is awesome. My Twitter's approaching the same status. I don't stream too often, but I hope to supplement that by starting to make some YouTube videos for you guys, just doing little deck guides and going over, just what I've been up to, piggybacking on one of my Twitter posts, which is, hey, I've been playing this, had a lot of success with it, sharing decks that I enjoy, whether I created them or whether some of my friends created them or whether you guys in the community created them. But yeah, for today, we're going to be looking at my Infinite Exodia deck. And this is one of my fan favorites. Around the beginning of the year, I really had a strong hankering to play Infinity Ultron. There was no balance. Oh, wait. I guess there were balance changes to him. His stones get adjusted. I can't remember if this was before then or not. But regardless, I thought about combining the Infinity Ultron package with Sholao. And basically the principle here is, okay, duplicating Sholao is good, but what if I was able to duplicate Sholao a bunch of times in unpredictable ways, where I put the Sholao buff onto the Infinity Ultron, acting as a purple stone that's in my deck, to where I'm not dependent on generating it. And that was kind of the genesis of this deck, and it's gone through multiple iterations. I've had friends play it, such as Smalls from Snap Academy YouTube, and ELA, who's another high Infinite top competitive player who's been around a long time and knows the works. So I got their inputs, and some balance changes have happened, and this is the list that I've been landing on lately. So I'd like to share it with you guys, and then we're going to hop into some gameplay on the back end. Not sure how many games I'm going to include yet. I'm recording this before I've played, but I hope it's insightful. I hope you guys learn something. I'm going to commentate like how I do on my Twitch streams. For those of you who are familiar, I walk through my whole decision-making process and speak out loud what I'm thinking so you can get inside the mind of a top player. But yeah, let's hop into a card-by-card breakdown. Alright, first card in the list, because it's a spell and has no power, is Majestic Wingbeat. On reveal, give the leftmost card in your hand +2 power. If it's 5 or higher, give it -1 cost. We're really particularly interested in the second half of this card's text. We would really like to hit this onto our Infinity Ultron and secondarily our Shao, with the third primary target being Maverick. And some additional upside would be the synergy with Wong. There are a lot of times where you could play out, say you get this off a Surge, or say you get a Wong off a Surge, or you get some Pixie shenanigans, you are able to end up playing out Wong plus Wingbeat and get 2 procs of Wingbeat onto one of your big 5 drops, which is awesome. It's especially awesome with Infinity Ultron and Wong, because then the buff you receive from this gets multiplied and multiplied by Purple Stone and by Red Stone, and it kind of just goes exponential from there. Additionally, this deck has a tendency to take up a lot of board space with the Infinity Ultron stones, especially when you get them for 1, and Majestic Wingbeat being a spell and not taking up any is actually more important than you would think. Next card is Kitty Pryde. This is just an absolute stellar card in this deck. Almost all your best draws involve being able to play Kitty Pryde and go off curve and be able to hit the 2-card condition that you need for Sholao. We don't really have any other of the typical generators you'd see, such as Kate Bishop or Merlin in this list, so we're a little extra dependent on her. To make up for the fact, though, it is an extremely low curve, so we're not all in on, oh, we need Kitty to be a show loud deck or we die. We have options when we don't see her, but you're pretty much always playing her and another card, and she's almost always what you also play on turn 6 when you are doing show loud Maverick games. You play the Kitty Pryde after buffing your Maverick, putting the Mav buff onto her. Next card is Quinjet, which has shockingly little synergy to be in this deck. It has a synergy with a whopping 1 out of the other 11 cards in the list, that being Infinity Ultron, but its synergy is very important in reducing the stone's cost from 2 down to 1. This takes the amount of stones you could play on the final turn of the game from only 3 to you being able to play, in theory, 6. I don't think I've been able to hit 6 stones in my hand with the Quinjet down through all my days of playing this deck, but there are definitely plenty of times where you hit 4 or 5. Even still, just getting that discount is especially nuts when you think about Show Lao. You're able to do things such as play Show Lao onto your Infinity Ultron and then play a Redstone when you have a Quinjet down, which is particularly a strong and important play line for the list. Occasionally with Nico Minoru you will get copy synergy, but Quinjet's really just here for the Infinity Ultron. Swiss Army knife of all decks. Here is Nico Minoru. This spot's kind of a bit of a flex. I used to be running Agony here, but with the introduction of the Pixie package, which is a little bit newer, I decided to go for Nico to have the draw synergy, the demon synergy, the copy synergy, and additionally with a lot of magic decks, we are a good magic deck, but to have the ability to turn off limbos occasionally, it's a lot of cubes whenever you do get the chance. She's in here for a bit of location control. Oh, and I cannot be remiss to mention, she also has extreme synergy with Show Lao on the last turn of the game, being able to be a receiver of his buff and double it. You can get 30 power final turn Nikos out of nowhere that just no one expects ever. Shockingly, Surge is the better of our two drops in the list. She allows you to chain discounts in some really strong ways, and her buff is actually pretty impactful. A lot of your best draws will be Surge into Silver Surfer First Steps, or Surge and, say, a top deck Wong. This is really strong. You start getting -2/+2 on every card you draw for the rest of the game, which is super strong. And even off a single Surge proc, you're able to get free 1-drops, which is especially helpful in our non-Kitty Pryde games for enabling Show Lao, whether that be playing a free 1 cost and a Wong, like a free Wing Beat and a Wong on turn 4, really strong play, or you get a free Kitty Pryde and then you're playing on turn 5 Kitty Pryde plus your full cost Infinity Ultron. It's just very beneficial at doing everything this deck seeks to accomplish. While Pixie might not be the star of the show, she is very strong in this list, and that is mostly just for the 3 cards at the top end of the deck. If you're able to cheat out a Wong, an Infinity Ultron, or Show Lao for cheap, it can be extremely powerful, especially when combined with Mobius, because then those 1-drops that might be costing 5 or 4 now are costing 1, and suddenly your whole hand is costing 1, and you're able to do some really strong dumps on the final turn of the game. One other thing this deck is really good at that I should mention sooner than later is unknown information, whether it be you play Pixie and they have no idea what you're top decking, or whether it be you played an IU down and you got 4 stones. What 4 stones did you get? A lot of it leaves your opponents guessing, and the ability on whether you should stay or retreat, all that information is known to you, and they're left guessing. I think the reason Maverick's in here will come to no surprise for most of you. He's just the most goated Show Lao buff receiver in the game, and he has a little bit of additional synergy here when you're going to be on an Infinity Ultron game and not a Show Lao game. A lot of the times you're picking one or the other. Occasionally you do both, but when you know you're doing Infinity Ultron on 5, you can play it on the Maverick early, pass the buff on to your Infinity Ultron, and then duplicate that buff 1, 2, maybe even 3 times with the stones you get. overall, he's just really strong. Next is Mobius. I think this is the biggest flex slot in all of the list. He's really just here for pixie mitigation, and then additionally, he's a little bit of tech. When I was thinking about this orientation of the deck, it was right before the OTA, and Mr. Negative was starting to run rampant, and that was a really bad matchup for this deck. They were running Killmonger to get rid of your final turn Show Loud buffed 1-drops, and they were also running Shang-Chi, which just wiped out your Infinity Ultron if you ever buffed him. So that was a rough matchup. This guy did help that. He still does. He still helps plenty of other things in the matchup, such as Gambit decks you don't particularly love to see, but when they don't get their Quinjet discounts, it becomes a whole lot harder. Well, Quinjet, Valentina, Iron Patriot, when they don't get any of those discounts, it becomes a whole lot harder for them to fulfill their condition. So this guy's just playing generational defense, and look at him. He got the little alligator. I love the guy. He's a great card. So I think this might be the most unintuitive card in the whole list, and she has a lot of really weird interactions that are kind of specific with play order. So hopefully we get some good examples of those later in the gameplay highlights. But primarily what she is here for is to be an Infinity Ultron stone generating machine. You want to play her in lanes that do not have honor reveals, such as your Mobius lane, your Maverick lane. You want to play your Kitty Pryde down here behind the Silver Surfer first steps, just so you're 100% guaranteeing that you're getting the Infinity Ultron. No matter what you're trying to hit with her, you want to make sure it's targeted. Occasionally, if you have Surge, you have Silver Surfer, you have Wong, you're like, okay, I can get my 4 stones with Wong. I'm going to attempt to Silver Surfer on top of the Surge, get 2 Surges going. That's really strong. But I think the most skill-intensive part of this deck is actually using her with Show Lao. There are a lot of instances where you could play your Maverick into your Silver Surfer first steps lane, then you're able to Show Lao, buff that Maverick lane, activate it, play a 1-drop somewhere else, and play another 1-drop somewhere else, and you end up getting your Show Lao buff onto your Maverick, you get the Maverick buff onto the first 1-drop, and then at the end of turn, if you're winning that Show Lao lane, Silver Surfer takes his ability and buffs the very last 1-drop that you played, and you're able to get triple Shao buffs in all 3 lanes, which is really strong, and I think a lot of what people do not expect out of a list like this. Wong, people might see him as the symbol of greed, but honestly, it used to be really bad Cosmo meta, and I was forced to run Echo actually in the Pixie slot. I was running Echo in the Pixie slot, and then in the Mobius slot I was running Magic or Armor, Agony, something else like that. But thankfully it's died down a little bit, and Wong's a little more safe to be played, and he just enables some really stupid things. Not only do you get 4 IU stones off of a Wong, you could also double the purple stone into a red stone. You could also win a bunch of games off playing a Ultron generated Mind Stone on the Wong lane and then an orange stone, and you could buff all your locations by a bunch. Or what you could do is you could play down a Wong, and then you could do your turn 5 thing, play Maverick last, and now you're getting double Shao buffs onto your Maverick and then copying that onto a 1-drop. This does go in conjunction with the playline I mentioned for Silver Surfer First Steps, where you're able to do that same thing where you play the Maverick down in the Silver Surfer First Steps lane in the Wong lane, and then you get 2 Wong buffs onto the Mav, put it on a 1-drop, end of turn, Silver Surfer First Steps takes the Shao and gives 2 more Shao buffs to your last played card. We finally made it. This guy, he's what the deck's built around. He's, in my opinion, one of the most fun 5-drops in the game, maybe one of the best designed. I personally am a sucker for all the cards of this archetype, like the Nico Minorus, the Merlins, the Kate Bishops, the IUs, the Prowlers. All these generate and do different things, different games. I really love that play style, and just the variety of matches that you get to partake in is just really fun, and what I find a lot of enjoyment in this game with. And not only is it fun, it's really strong. When you do get silly locations or the most blessed draws, you can get this guy to over 1,000 and copy him, and it's just so stupid. You do so stupid things, but mostly when you're winning with this deck, you're squeaking out games in mid-rangey ways, doing 20 or 30 points in a couple lanes, and your allocation really matters. But this guy also allows for you to have flexible allocation, with the negative that you don't know what stones you're going to be getting off him. There are plenty of games you'll snap, he'll give you bad stones, and you'll be a little left out to dry and you have to retreat. But most of the time he's not that, and he's just really good upside. So the elephant in the room, Show Lao, one of the pillars of the metagame that was untouched by the most recent OTA, which I believe leaves this deck in a pretty good positioning. He's +3, he just does some really stupid things. With this deck in particular, you're able to activate his condition on most turns, and you're able to get some +12, +15 buffs that you're able to duplicate in really strong ways. He's kind of the glue that holds this whole package together and makes it go from meme tier deck to sleeper legit deck. He's just really strong. I don't have enough good to say about him, or bad to say about him if you look at it in a different light. When he first came out, I was like, oh no, this guy, he's pretty good. Roram of the Pixel Alliance, fellow streamer, he was like, no, this guy's better than Release Starter. I was like, no way. And I ate my words on that. I had to tell him, yeah, no, look, I was wrong. But I will say, I've complained about him a lot less since Gambit came out. That card is really good at countering him, so I like that the metagame's been brought back into this more mid-rangey space, which is what I like to play around and just squeak over the top, and that's what you seek to do with this deck. If you stop watching here, I appreciate you checking it out. Hopefully you guys give it a like, give me a subscribe. I don't know how often I'll be posting content here, but it'll most definitely be more often than I stream. It'll probably be more similar to my Twitter cadence, which is nothing for a few days and then something for 3-4 days in a row when I'm feeling inspired. I am pretty busy, but I do love this game and I do like making content, and most of all, I really love this Marvel Snap community. You can find me on the Discords every day, chatting it up. But thank you, those of you who are just stopping here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. But for the rest of you, let's jump into some gameplay of this list. Alright, jumping into game 1, we're going against Buff Captain America, please, who is a very frequent Twitch viewer. In my gameplay highlights, we will likely see a lot of people you guys find familiar. Normally I don't like to run these one drops out, but this game it looks like I'm going to be playing Maverick, Wong, Infinity Ultron. It's already spoken for. So I'm going to drop the Quinjet, drop the Wing Beat, which should trigger the Castle Zemo, I believe. Craven, some sort of move deck or a stomper deck. I played him a couple times earlier, although he was not on a list like this. So now I'm kind of thinking, is he a Cosmo gamer? That'd be really bad for me. I'm going to drop the Maverick and Castle Zemo. Maybe I can secure some sort of priority to avoid the inevitable turn 5 him, Cosmo, me with priority and Avengers where I'm forced to play. We'll learn a little bit more about his deck though as he hopefully plays cards. He's taking a little bit to rope, but oh, here we go. Human Torch. Okay, it's big move. I've seen a little bit of big move today, and I've lost to it. It's felt pretty strong. I don't know why he just... What's his plan to move it? Fan Fei? Yo! I would not have guessed that. That's pretty based. Alright, we're just doing activate the Maverick onto the IU. Ideally, we fill our hand up. Yes! We fill our hand up. There's no Cosmo. That's kind of a cool play pattern. Wait, he's cooking something here. The Human Torch is going to move back. We're going to have to beat at least, what, 17 in the Avengers compound? This is the first game. This is the first game I put on. And we're about to do 4 doubles on the already 10 powered dude. Copy it, copy it. And we could just play a Pixie for good measure. It doesn't really matter. I guess I'll put the Pixie down in the front row again. I don't really think it matters. This is stupid output. This is what I'm talking about with what you can get up to off of some Infinity Ultron high rolls. I wonder if I could have played around Juggernaut. No, I'm thinking, nah, it wouldn't have changed anything. Oh, wait, no, I could have played around that. It's not going to matter. We're still going to win. But I forgot about Castle Zemo clogging us, so we're not gonna get the full 3 lanes of Infinity Ultron bots. Boom. 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 4 doubles. That Spider-Punk stealing 2, actually he stole what? 2, 4, 8, 16 power off my Infinity Ultron? That's just an insane high roll and just a peek at the kind of games you could have with this list. Alright, after picking up some alliance missions, PSA, do your alliance missions, we're going into game 2 against Polka King, number 15 ranked individual. I'm up to number 80. I've actually been the lowest I've been in quite some time earlier this season, end of last season. I was just playing whatever I played, I was just pumping on, because I refused to play like the best versions of Show Lao and the best versions of Mr. Negative, and I was able to find my niche and hit my stride, and I've climbed all the way up from, I believe my lowest, I was sitting around the 150s, the 180s, and I've climbed 100 ranks just in the past few days. So that's, I mean, you love to see that. Sorry, I'm just trying to think, like, I could MMM now. Definitely could. That'll just kind of secure my top deck, or I could play a Maverick down and hope. I think I'm gonna MMM. The other option is Wing Beat, because it looks like my turn 4 is just gonna be Wong. Oh, I really like that he's kind of leaning to give us Prio by putting the hood down there. I do appreciate that. I guess I'm gonna go Wong and hope for the Stark Industry split. Alternatively, I could say I don't care about the Stark Industry split, and I could go for Priority to duck a Cosmo. Very well could be a Cosmo list. I don't know what it is. I think it's probably the Ultron list, the one similar to the one I was sharing on Twitter somewhat recently. Maybe the one that KM shared on his recent video for the new card Celine. So if we do this, we're only getting 3 cards. We have no Show Lao prospects. I think here's one of the games where you just have to play to your outs. We don't have any Show Lao buffs, so the best we could do is hope for some good stone rolls off the Infinity Ultron. And luckily, we haven't been snapped against. Otherwise, I would have ran. Yeah, like, you see, that's a nice draw, but how are we winning? How are we winning is my only concern. I almost wish this was 2 time stones, like time stone, orange stone. Would have been pretty cool. Oh, I still could do something. I could do... Honestly, this is not the craziest thing I've seen. I really want to make the Cope stay, but he's gonna Valkyrie me in the mid lane. It's written in the stars it's going to happen. I'll stay anyways, just because this is for the YouTube content, but we're gonna get Valkyrie down and we're gonna lose. is what I'm pretty sure is about to happen. Oh no, Danger Room got rid of our buff. Not like it mattered. Okay. Yeah, we should have left, and you can tell I clearly knew that, but this is one of the goals for me making content here is to talk through, everything I'm thinking on, my decision on should I stay or should I leave. There I should have left. If you guys are in my shoes at home, you should also leave, but hopefully it's insightful. Alright, back in it for round 3. I think I'm just going to do, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10, no cuts. We'll see how many turn out good. It looks like we're against a low CL gamer is my initial instinct. Actually 11k, huh? They just got no pizzazz going on. B-Man. Rocket Pad. I'm going to drop a Quinjet and a Kitty, and then I'm going to go Pixie Kitty, and then Mobius Kitty. We have the Shao in hand, so that is what we are playing to. We're playing to what we're drawing. Oh no, I should have put the Quinjet right. Kinda would be hard to have known that, but I think we're going to do... I'm just thinking, do I want to get rid of Grand Central? I don't think I do. We're going to save this. Maybe we get a double or something at the final turn. Mobius is going to be really good here to stay out of here with the surge discounts that they've been getting. Luckily, they're not rolling too hard downhill with it. Alright. We get Mobius, we get Kitty. Next turn, we're going to be playing Nico, Kitty, Maverick, maybe. Grand Central likely is pulling our Show Lao down, but he'll be 12 at that point, which is really good. I think I'm inclined to snap. This feels to me like a Show Lao deck that has not gotten any Show Lao procs. So I'm gonna make my call on that and hit the snap button. They leave. Shoot. I might need to implore some Regis Kilbin tactics and not snap for the YouTube video. Alright, game 4. We're against Nick, rank 520. Nick is not a player I am super familiar with. Probably played them a bunch, but one, I'm just bad with names as an individual. Like, I could give a little anecdote. Demon. I don't particularly enjoy that Autos lab pool. I guess it's better than if they pulled my Maverick. Oh, never mind, I like it. I was gonna say if I get Pixie, I really like it, or Surge, but back to my story. This is what, I think my sophomore year of college? I'm a senior right now. And we had this math class, Calculus 3, and I had a couple buddies at the time. There was a guy in our class, and we went the entire semester talking to this dude like every day. Never learned his name. He told us it one time, but like I said, I'm bad with names. I got to be told 2 times minimum. So I kind of get that a little bit in Snap, unless someone does something really cool. Like I remember when Zenade was first coming onto the scene, he was doing Sauron Patriot. Like, if you're doing something super off the wall and wacky, you're bound to catch my attention. I kind of like this. Contesting the Viv lane, we're probably not going to win it. Viv's something I wanna explore. She's starting to get interesting. They keep giving her points. Oh, we get Wong. Oh, I really want a Mobius, but I don't think I can. I'm gonna Wong here for the double Surge discount and then drop a Maverick. Yeah. Then ideally I'm drawing a 3-cost Show Lao and winning the game. Again, like I said, play to your outs. That's probably the only way I'm winning this game. So if we do get it, we're gonna stay. If not, we're most definitely leaving. It seems, oh whoa, Brood. That's kind of nice, clog up that lane. If we don't hit it, we're out of here. Flames hits the Maverick, of course. Why wouldn't it? It's targeted. Wingbeat, they have what? 1 card in hand. 2, they have 4 cards in hand with the Kitty Pride and the draw. Yep. Okay, alright. I said if we get it, we'd stay, so here we are. We're going to be doing +9/+9, so we're going up 18 power. We're going to go to 19 here, and then we're putting the Mobius most likely middle. Will we win the big house? Most definitely not, but if they don't put any cards there, we do? I don't know how likely that is, especially staring down a Silver Surfer. I feel like you probably don't want to let that on reveal happen again. Although in this instance, I know I talked a lot earlier about how she can help you win all 3. In this instance, she would just purely be win more, unless they go super hard in the middle lane, but I don't see that happening. Kitty Show. Nice, we beat that. No, we lose by 1! Wait. Actually, don't know. No, we win. We go taller than the Kitty middle. Boom, 20 power Mobius. Like I said, that was our 1 win line, but that's what you have to do. When you only have 1, you have to play to it, or else it'll never happen. Alright, back at it for game number 4. Wait, I think game number 5. It's game number 5. I knew I would miscount it somehow, some way. Hub, Captain Marvel. That's kind of interesting with the Quinjet discount. I will say, you'd be shocked at the amount of games where you get a randomly generated card and it actually ends up mattering. I'm playing off of Mojo World right now strictly because, okay, I know what deck this is now, but off of just an Agony, I was thinking it could be a Destroy deck, and one way to lose a bunch of cubes against any Killmonger gamer is to put your 1-drops in Mojo World. They will just farm you brutally and eat your lunch with no remorse. So do try to avoid that when possible, although you have to fill it up at some point. We're just playing against a Man Spider gamer, which I think this matchup is pretty bad for us. If they are an Absman variation. If they're not an Absman variation, that's when it can get interesting, and we could probably pull away a cheeky little win. Let's see, if we do this, Our Kitty Pride comes back to hand, then we're just playing Infinity Ultron. Next turn onto the Mojo World. So what, our hand will really not be that great. We'll have what? This will be our hand plus a top deck, and then we'll just be dropping the Infinity Ultron. So we'll have 4 cards. We'll get 3 stones. 3 stones isn't terrible. The alternative here would be to do Surge Kitty Pride, but then I'm not sure that we guarantee a win in the Mojo World because we really want this Silver Surfer trigger. So this is what we're going for. Fastball. Ooh, I'm suddenly worried about a Galactus. A Galactus is really scary. Thankfully, they can't do it any bit early. So we will get to attempt to go taller, although without priority. I think this is another... I kind of think this is another we have to play to our outs game. Is it not? It's a Galactus list. We need to at least beat, what, 13 here? Which is kind of tough. I think we play Surge Maverick. We bluff that we have the Sholau. Oh man, they were just not doing anything impressive with that Man Spider. And if we are able to prevent a Galactus, Captain Marvel can even move to help us win the game. See, that's not what that's not what I would have liked to see. We still could play, what, 10 plus 2? We could play 12. We go up to 7. We would lose specifically to a Taskmaster on the 8-power Man Spider. But I honestly, if he does that and he doesn't go for the Galactus, then good for him. Yup. I knew as soon as I saw the fastball specials. So, like I keep saying all video long, play to your outs. We had the Sholau get a bunch of cards. Oh, okay, I was gonna fist bump, but we're getting BM'd. You'll see that a lot if I don't already have the people muted. But yeah, we said, okay, if we do the Infinity Ultron and we do our best play, we're dead to their best play. So we went around that in a way that allowed us still we had high roll potential if we top decked just Shao, but even there, I didn't calculate it out, but we did have just enough points to squeak out the 1-point dub over the Galactus Gamer. Alright, I think I'm going to call it there after those 5 games. I know they weren't super explosive. I talked about this deck being the first one was, and hopefully shows you an example of that, but I hope the gameplay was insightful. I feel like it was pretty high level. We were able to squeak out a lot of wins where it looked like we shouldn't have won, where we just played to the one specific line that we had to have found to win the game, and we did find it. I think we had 1 loss over it, which is strictly due to the fact that it was a Valkyrie and he threw Prio. The opponent played really good that game. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed my first YouTube video. If there are any recommendations you guys have for my setup, where my camera is, how my audio is mixed, any of that, I'd find it really insightful, and I will be listening and reacting to a bunch of it, so leave it down in the comments. I'm going to be looking more into different ways to set this up, make it more presentable to you guys, whether I buy an overlay or something like that. But I'll especially prioritize that if the support's big, which I hope it is. So yeah, I really appreciate all you guys coming to check it out. Hopefully you drop me a subscribe, turn my bell on Twitch for the occasional 1 or 2 times a month I do stream, and yeah, stay tuned for more deck guides and more high level content.